What's going on, peoples? What's happening? What's going on? Listen, today, I got a hand-rolled house cigar. This one is pretty medium. Good price point on it. You know what I'm saying? About $12. Figurado style. So, it's 2 points on it. But you have a little bit of sweetness to it, and definitely something of a, more like a earthy, mixture to it. It's not as earthy as some of the other cigars that are out right now, but the notes are definitely earthy. You know what I'm saying? We have to sit back and time myself and realize that sometimes we have to take step backs and we have to realign and readjust. And we can get caught up in a lot of different things, your pride. A lot of different things that happens in your life. You gotta pay attention to it. And what'll happen is that we'll get so caught up in ourselves and in our viewpoints, and we hate to look at the simple fact of we got to now start to focus on why, what's happening, what do I need to do to get myself in a better situation, what do I need to do to get myself around, positive-minded people, whatever it is that is your hang-up. You got to sit back and you got to handle it, and you have to address it. You have to address it. You have to, because if you don't, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to sit there and fester. Have an opportunity to spend more time with my mom, and it's really, been an interesting situation. Billy don't talk about a lot of things that are going on in the past. Just past is a past. And so what we're going to do is we're going to sit back and we're going to identify what is in front of us and enjoy the years that we have in front of us. Because we can sit back and go all for the rest of our lives talking about what someone has done. If a person is trying to make positive traces and positive moves, positive attitude to making a change or an adjustment, recognize the simple fact that that's what they're doing. It is very difficult out here. We can sit out here and we can play around. There's a lot of things going on. People losing their jobs. People are, they're not happy. People are not, they're not functioning like they're supposed to be functioning. It's just a lot of different things that are going on. And guess what? You better recognize and realize what it is. Because if not, you're going to get swallowed. And nobody wants to be in that position. Nobody wants to be in that position. Nobody wants to be in a position whereas you can't control your outcome, your destiny. You can't control anything that's happening with you. You just got to go through the motions because you don't control it. So the best thing for you to do is try to identify and understand, how can I gain more control? What can I do to put myself in position to the point whereas I can be successful? I can change my timeline. I can do all of these different type of things because only you can do it. Nobody else is nobody's going to do it for you. You got to go out here and you got to get it, and you got to do what you got to do. Based on everything that's legal, you got to go out here and make it work. And it's going to create a level of showing you what you're made of. It's like if you've ever played ball, if you ever played ball what you're looking at is when you get up there and you get hit and you get popped, what you got to identify and understand that it's going to take a lot for you to get up out of that pop and get back out there and do what you're supposed to do. Concentrate on what you're supposed to do and go forward. Now, that's a part of life. You're going to have to do that. You know, if you get yourself knocked down in life, you got to get yourself up. You got to shake yourself off, and you got to get back to it. You got people that are watching you. You got people that are looking at everything that you're doing. So you got to make sure that you position yourself to continue to keep showing them that you're going to get up every day and you're going to do it. You're going to do the same thing every day, and you're going to get up and go to work every day, and you're going to craft yourself to become a better person. You're going to put money into yourself to become in a better position. You're going to believe in yourself to do what you need to do and go from there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of life, and you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. Nobody's going to come there. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to assist you in any of that. You got to go out there and you got to get it yourself. You do. You know, identify when people sit back and they you know, the one thing that you can find out and really agree to, and that is that when things are happening, it's happening for a reason. It's happening for a situation for you to identify and understand where you are, where you positioned at. The job, you know, might not be working the way that you want it to. Your money might not be flowing like the way that you need it to. Your relationship might not be going the way that you want it to go. Your children might not be acting like they're supposed to be acting. There's a lot of different variables out there that will go out there and put you in a position whereas you really have to truly be grounded. You got to be grounded, because if you don't, man, that can be a hard burner. Get you sick, you know, all kind of things. You know, stress is something that we feed. We feed stress. You know, because the average person will sit back and say, I live stress-free, but they actually don't. They don't. Because if they gossiping, that's stress. If you sit here entertaining gossip, that's stress. Because it's negative. You know what I'm saying? We can sit here and we can talk all day, hey man, bop, 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 bop. At some point in time, once the conversation start going a certain kind of way, I gotta say, hey man, that's not something that I really want to deal with. You know? And I have a choice of doing that. I got a right to do that. You know, so that's how I look at it. You know, it's always got to be your choice. It has to be your choice, because it is your life that you're doing this for. When it comes down to you choosing to be with somebody, it has to be somebody that you choose to deal with. It has to be that. It has to be that. You know, you're not forced into no situation. You got to understand, you know, a relationship is two ways. You know, you give, I give. I give sometimes more. Sometimes you give more. That's how it balances out. You know, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be there to support and go through things together. Sometimes you don't realize, hey, some people just don't. They just don't have the necessary tools to do that. They choose to do other things. And it's, you know, it's to their capacity. You know, so you got to understand, sometimes life is just like that. You know what I'm saying? You meet people, sometimes they at capacity. You know, they can't do anymore. They can't pour any more into them because they don't have enough room and space with everything that they got going on. And you got to be able to identify that. You know, people sit back and they'll say, I'm celibate and I'm you know, I'm not doing anything. But at the end of the day, do you really want to be that way? If I had an opportunity to sit back and enjoy some of the things in life that bring pleasure to me, Why would I sit here and say, well, I'm just going to not do that? Why? And once you can identify what it is, the reason why you chose to go that route, then you can start healing yourself. Because then you got to ask the right questions. Why am I in this position? Why do I feel like I need to do this, I need to do that? Is it the choices that I'm making? Is it the people that I'm choosing to be around that I'm making that? And once you start doing that, then you start realizing you got the answers. Identify, process. You got to do all of this stuff. You got to do all of that. Unfortunately, people drive how they want to drive. You got people walking out in the middle of the street like they are not going to get hit. I don't understand this culture we living in right now. It's really a difficult space for people who are mature and they see things in a certain way. The lifestyles that you got right now is crazy. And all you can do is just say, hey, we need prayer. We need prayer. We need faith. We need God. We need, hope. We need peace. We need provision. It's a lot of things we need. And you better find your way of getting it. Because the other way, you won't be here. You know what I'm saying? So let's get together. Let's do what we got to do. Make ourselves become a better people. Remain humble. If you can support, if you can do anything, do it. Create different models that go outside of what you're doing now, because you're going to need to create that cushion. You need to create that cushion. And smoke well, my friends, and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Salute.